The Vinny Mac Nation has been waiting for the call. Here he is. Let's go to Des Moines. Vincent Mac. Vinny, what's up?
Not much, Jim. So good to be in a smack off today. It looks like all the Goliaths showed up. That's good to see. It's too bad because I'm the clone version of David. I'm a rock chucker, Jim. My testosterone levels are running way too high. If I hear any more about Tiger Woods, I think I'm going to turn into that witch, the Princess Bride. She's like, boo, boo, bow down to him, bow down, the king of skanks, the king of lies, bow down, Nike, bow down, Nickelback, bow down to him, boo. Now it's time to regulate. Victor, I can't believe you name-dropped me in your last week weighing call. You got me thinking, though, you better drop down a weight class or two, you little snot-nosed pain in the face. Hey, Trapper, you got a learning problem or something? Because I'm pretty sure I took out your legs last week. Why don't you go ahead and pick up your thick, Moxter wannabe glasses and get back to your Kino and prune juice or whatever you do. Anyways, I like to call it, I pulled on everybody as a little Kansas City shuffle on you haters and non-believers. I got you looking one way thinking I was a joke. But now you're really seeing a fumble-rooski and finally turn around and watching me chug a beer in your face. And I'm not talking about no stewing Manhattan pretty boy beer. I'm talking about a cheap, tall pint of Jungle Smack Heavy. Oh, yeah. And if anybody's wondering if my head got a little too big from last week, don't worry about it. It's just the right size because it'll hold 2 crowns now. All right. Fleece and Indy, why don't you ditch that geek? Come on over. There's a fiesta in the making as we speak. Party at the Emerald Isle. Full kegs. Everybody's going to be there. You ought to go. Romy, I know you don't got to rack me, but it'd be a whole lot cooler if you did. You're world champion of the top shuffers. Romy, cancel Christmas. I am out.
Vinny Mac, we go now to the guy who came in third last year. He's called his shot routinely. He's never yet won it. He's out there. He's put himself out there. It's go time. We go to NoCal. Vic in NoCal. What do you got, Vic?
Greg in Vegas, bless his heart. He's got to be the sickest man in America. Rome, I'm actually feeling pretty bad for Cheryl in Austin right now, man. I mean, it's got to be tough enough to be cursed with a voice that sounds like Melissa Etheridge and Reba McEntire joined forces and had a test tube baby with Dikembe Mutombo. But then she flames out in the smack off on top of that. Yikes. And it's good to see the Zodiac Killer is still alive and kicking down there in Sierra Madre. I was beginning to worry we'd never get to see more of those YouTube videos of his that are about as funny as cancer. Anyway, Rome, for all those people hoping and praying I go down in flames today, you're going to be sadly disappointed. Kind of like Whitney Houston when she signed up for that tour of Philadelphia, only to find that the crack in the Liberty Bell wasn't exactly what she had in mind. I mean, look, clones, not to toot my own horn here, because after all, that's what I have Jay Moore for, but there's only 2 things less likely than me flaming, and that is Willie and KC having a Jerry Seinfeld poster on his wall and Ray Ratto getting laid. All right? And memo to you, Ratto, I'm having a hard time hearing you talk about sports and athletes when you're sitting there with that silly little walrus mustache, that grotesque double chin of yours that hangs down to your nipples like a pelican beak. My man, you look like Craig Stadler ate Jabba the Hutt and then squeezed into a Cosby sweater. And that haircut, Ron, that ridiculous haircut that's like straight out of a Bob's Big Boy. It's absurd, Ron. I mean, what kind of grown-ass man walks around with that kind of hair, man, I can almost see his mom fixing little Raymond's hair for him every morning before she pats the 50-year-old virgin on the head and sends him off to work, The point is this, Ratto, not to go all you never played the game on you, but you never played the game. I doubt you ever played any game. I think the only game Ratto ever played, Rome, was Hungry Hungry Hippos, a game that he still enjoys playing to this day, except, of course, nowadays he just calls it lunch. Rome, let me get off Ratto for a bit and jump on that keyboard-tickling geek I afraid. All right, listen up, McLovin. Why don't you take your little keyboard and your kiddie songs and your yo-yo and just take it all away. Dude, you're a poor man's Wiggle, all right? And I'll be damned if I'm going to let some off-brand Wiggle come into the jungle and talk noise, man. I just can't have that, all right, Freddie? You're a flat-out joke, man. You're 45 years old, yet you sound like Milhouse from The Simpsons. You're a poor man's Wiggle. Dude, you're the biggest joke since Mike Florio's novel about time-traveling quarterbacks. Rome, just call me Dr. James Andrews because I'm straight-up carving fools. And I think I just killed Kenny. Hey, Jay Stu, not to go all Simon Cowell on you, bro, but you know that Tom Hanks movie, Castaway? Remember that volleyball that played Wilson? That volleyball that played Wilson is a better actor than you, Stooge. There are no small moles, only small actors. That's the moniker. Moving on, Rome, you know how sometimes when your dog drops a growler on your carpet, you got to just grab him and stick his face right in the poop to teach him a lesson, right? Well, that's kind of like what I did to Brad, you know, when I totally clowned him with that video. I mean, it's like I took all that stuff he reverse engineered into doo-doo, grabbed him by the neck, and just shoved his face right into that crap in front of everybody so that he'd learn once and for all that he's not supposed to do that. Bad Brad. Very bad Brad. I bet you feel all ridiculous now, don't you, Brad, with all that egg on your face, or that doo-doo on your face. I bet you want to jump in that hot tub time machine and go back in time, but it's too late, man. You've been exposed. Exposed as a fugazi smacker, Brad. An imposter. Like that cat from Silence of the Lambs standing in front of the mirror with your crank tucked in between your legs. All right? Not a jungle legend, not even a jungle myth, just a jungle X-file, bro. It's only a matter of time before Fox Mulder and Dana Scully come looking for you. I got to admit, though, Rome, I do enjoy Brad's little skirmishes with Mike and Indy. Those are very amusing. It's always amusing to watch a pair of idiots go at each other, you know. It's kind of like the jungle equivalent of watching William Hung and Corky from Life Goes On thumb wrestling. Speaking of which, Vinny Hack, you might have won the Jungle Special Olympics last week, but that just means you're the smartest idiot, okay? It makes you the professor from the And One tour. Well, I'm pretty sure I only got that name, Rome, because he's like the one guy out of that whole bunch who can actually read. I mean, you might have been King Tomato Can last week, Vinny Mac, but today you're the weak link in the chain, my man. You're Cliff Levingston, waving a towel around like a dork while Michael and No Tippin do all the work. You're Mark Madsen, dancing around like an imbecile while everybody laughs at you. Cuatro, cuatro, yeah! You're the Alexandra Paul of the Smack-Off, Vinny Mac. You guys remember Alexandra Paul, right? She was the flat chick on Baywatch. Rome, I'm running out of the shot clock here. I'm done with all these clowns. So I'm going to go head out and get my glamour shots ready, man, for JRIB. The photographer should be here any second. Ward Dan in D.C. following me on Twitter like the weakling that he is. Clones, my name is Vic. My smack is vicious. Jump out the pool on that.
It's tough. Kid's tough. Very, very tough. Victor in NoCal. I know this. He's going to finish higher than Cheryl.